Hello, guys. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello. Hello. How are you? Good. Good, good. All right, guys. We are going to wait just 1 or 2 more minutes for the rest of the students to join our class for today. Okay. Let's give them just 1 more minute. All right, guys. Very good. Let's start checking the attendance for today. Let's begin. Karen Acevedo.
Present, teacher.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Steven Fonseca.
Present.
Okay. Sergio Gómez. Sergio. Kiara Martínez.
Present, teacher.
Jorge Moreno.
Present, teacher.
Natalia Navarro.
Present.
All right. Diego Olarte.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Dana Valentina Ortiz.
Present, miss.
All right. Manuela Ortiz. Manuela. Okay. Joan Powell.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Beatriz Pedraza.
Present, miss.
Hello. Thank you. Hamilton Peña. Hamilton. Xiomara Rincón.
Present, teacher.
All right. Jessica Ríos.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Catherine Rodríguez.
Present, miss.
Okay. Hello. Marlon Sánchez. Marlon Sánchez. Manuel Sepúlveda.
Present, teacher.
Mendy Santa.
Teacher present.
All right.
With
María Alejandra Vega.
Present, teacher.
Okay. And Vanessa Zambrano.
Present, teacher.
All right. I see Manuela. Okay. I can't hear you, but I see your messages, okay? Hamilton is here already? No. Not here yet. Okay. All right, guys, let's start with our activities for today, for our class. Give me just a minute. Okay, I'm going to share the presentation. Here is the agenda for today, March 15th. We are going to play a game of bamboozle to review some of the previous topics, also a little vocabulary review, and then we will do the task for unit 3, right? So listening and speaking is for the task. So tell me, guys, did you already finish pages 30 and 31 with teacher Marilyn, the topics?
Only 30, Miss.
Only page 30? Not about
Yes, teacher.
the
Yes.
adjective?
No, Miss.
All right, no problem. So I'm going to open the activity related to the use of fewer and less. Remember? Fewer and less.
Fewer countable and less uncountable.
Yes,
Less uncountable
exactly.
and fewer countable.
Yes, very good. So we're going to practice that with a game, a bamboozle game. So let me open the link and then I will create the groups.
Miss, fewer countable, right?
Yes. Fewer is for countable and less is for uncountable. Just give me a moment, please. Just a second, guys. Okay, Marlon and Sergio, thank you. I see your messages. Now I put your attendance to the class. Okay, so I'm going to create 2 groups and we are going to play as we usually do. You select a number and read the sentence. You say is to complete it with fewer or with less. All right, let's start. The first group, we can have maybe Beatriz. Choose a number.
Number 4, teacher.
Number 4, okay. This is the sentence. Remember, we use less or fewer. Can you read the whole sentence with the correct answer?
You should eat few. No. Less of what, teacher?
Less or fewer. I'm going to write on the chat.
Okay. You should eat fewer potato chips.
Okay. Yes, fewer potato chips. Okay, for group 2, Karen Victoria. Please do not write the answer on the chat, guys. Okay, let's leave the students to answer.
Number 1.
Okay, number 1. You read the whole sentence.
You mustn't eat. Teacher, sorry, is okay, fewer or less. You mustn't eat less vegetables.
No, Vegetables is countable, it's plural. So we use fewer. All right, no points in this case. One moment, please. Okay. Hamilton? Okay.
Hi, teacher.
Hello. Okay, thank you. I can see here. All right, continue. Okay, we were on group number 1. So let's see, maybe Diego, group 1.
Number 8, teacher.
Number 8. Oh, you swap points. Number 2, Kiara. Kiara?
Teacher, sorry, it's very noisy here.
Okay, Maria then, Maria Alejandra. Choose a number, please.
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, you have the sentence. Please read it with the correct answer.
Fewer.
Can you read the whole sentence?
You should drink fewer cups of coffee.
All right, yes, fewer cups of coffee. Good. Now group number 1, maybe Jorge.
Okay, teacher. 12.
12. Okay, this is the sentence.
You must eat less sugar.
Yes, you must eat less sugar. Good. Thank you. Team number 2, Mandy. Mandy?
Teacher, number 5.
Number 5. Okay. This is the sentence.
Okay, you should drink less bottles of juice.
No. In this case, bottles lo hace contable, ¿no? Si decimos solo jugo, juice is incontable. Como decimos
Okay.
bottles of, it's countable. So the answer is less. ¡Ay, no! Les puse los puntos, no.
Ya
This is incorrect, sorry guys. Team 1. Maybe Natalia.
Yes, number 10.
10. Okay, this is the sentence.
You must eat less cookies.
No, cookies is countable. So we use fewer. Okay, let's do the same. Vamos a equipararlo. Okay. Group 2. Maybe Manuela.
Number 11.
Number 11. Okay.
You shouldn't drink less milk.
You shouldn't drink less.
Yes.
Yes, less milk. This is correct. Okay, group 1 again. Vanessa?
And number 3.
Number 3, all right.
You shouldn't drink less hot chocolate.
Yes, correct. You shouldn't drink less hot chocolate. Group number 2, Santiago. Santiago.
Number 13.
13. Okay. Lean meat es como carne magra.
Sorry, teacher, could you repeat?
Carne magra.
Okay. You must eat less lean meat.
You mustn't eat less lean meat. Correct. Group 1, Catherine.
Number 7, maybe? 7.
Number 7, okay. Yes. Oh, you take 20 points. Good. Xiomara, for group number 2, 6, 9, or 14?
6.
6. Okay, you must eat fatty meat. Carne grasosa, fatty meat.
Figure.
Can you read the complete sentence?
You must eat fewer fatty meat.
No, in this case we use less. Para las carne, la carne es siempre incontable en inglés. So we use less. No point, sorry. And the last one for group number 1, maybe Jessica.
Number 9.
9, okay. No points, sorry. And group 2, the last one for Valentina. Okay, Valentina, you have number 14.
You must eat fewer rich desserts.
Yes, you must eat fewer rich desserts. Okay. Good. The winners are team number 2. Congratulations. Very good. Okay. Any questions about the use of fewer and less so far? Nope. Okay. Perfect. All right, guys. So because you haven't completed the part about vocabulary, I'm going to send you the activity, and you can use the box on page 31. All right, so you can check the vocabulary in general, arty, colorful, cosmopolitan. You can use it to help you complete the crossword. Okay, so I have here a crossword, un crucigrama. In Spanish we say crossword. Crucigrama, sorry. I have 12 words from the vocabulary here with the definitions, okay? So I want you to try to complete it. Let's have 5 minutes to do it. I have one as an example, so quiet and calm. You can go and look, okay? Quiet and calm, de en silencio y en calma, we can say it's peaceful, right? Like pacífico. So I'm going to send you the link. Crossword. And let's take 5 minutes to complete it, all right? Read the definitions. And then you can also use the book to know which vocabulary we are referring to. Pueden usar el libro para pues verificar el vocabulario correcto. Página 31, page 31. Okay, 5 minutes. If you have any questions, please let me know on the chat. Okay, guys, let me know when you finish so we can check together. All right, guys, let's begin checking the answers for the crossword. Continue. Let's start with number 2. People who don't have much money.
Poor.
What is
Poor.
the answer? Poor. Mhm. Number 3, makes you think about love or adventure.
Romantic.
Yes, it's romantic. Good. Number 4, dangerously dirty, to describe air and water.
Polluted.
Polluted.
Polluted. We
Okay.
say polluted. Oh, yes, polluted. Number 5, important in history.
Historic.
Historic, yes. Number 6, the buildings are painted with bright colors.
Colorful.
Colorful. Yes, correct. Number 7, not clean. When something is not clean is
Dirty.
Dirty.
dirty. Oh, sorry. Dirty, dirty. Number 9, 8, full of people, buildings, etc.
Crowd.
We say crowded. Crowded. Number 9, not cheap.
Expensive.
Expensive.
Expensive. Yes. Number 10 is popular with tourists.
Touristic.
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 Touristy. We say touristy. And number 11 is popular with artists, musicians, etc.
Arty.
Arty. And 12, not safe.
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
This is dangerous. Peligroso, dangerous. All right, very good. Excellent, guys. So now that we reviewed some of the grammar and also the vocabulary, we're going to begin with our activity. The main activity for today is the task on Unit 3. Okay, so we can go to pages 32 and 33. And the task or the objective of today's class is to provide an insider's guide. Do you know what is an insider in this case? Or no? No idea.
No, miss.
So,
Como local.
yes, exactly. When we talk about an insider, we can refer to or we can refer to a person that is local, that knows a place very well, okay, that knows the best restaurants or best activities to do, etc. Okay, so this is an insider. So at the end, we are going to give a guide to a person visiting a city or a town. Okay, so before we do our task, we have to prepare, okay? And for the preparation, we are going to do a listening exercise. So before we start listening, I want to discuss with you or tell me if you know about tourist attractions in London. All right? So you can tell me or write them on the chat. If you don't know, maybe you can Google some of the most relevant or important London tourist attractions.
The Buckingham Palace.
All right, yes, Buckingham Palace, the Big Ben, the Big Ben. Big Ben is other thing, it's another thing. The Big Ben. So let's Google Buckingham Palace. We can check. Yes, this is the residence for the Queen, or in this case is the King, right? King Charles. We say, what else? Big Ben.
The Bridge of London.
This is the Big Ben. We say London Bridge. This is the London Bridge. What else? London Eye. Do you know the name for this? The London Eye.
Yes, miss.
Okay, we have Houses of Parliament, British Museum, Trafalgar Square, National Gallery, St. Paul's Cathedral, Tate Modern, Hyde Park. What is Hyde Park? Let's see. In London. All right, beautiful. Okay, we have many different tourist attractions in London. Okay, so we're going to listen to Carla, that she's visiting London for the first time, and she's asking her friend Tom for some advice on what to do. So we're going to listen to the first part of the conversation, and you're going to select the best summary. Okay, she's asking advice because she wants to know A, the most popular tourist attractions, B, the places that locals go to, or C, the cheapest places to eat out and shop. So listen and select the correct answer. She wants to know popular tourist attractions, the places that locals go, you understand? Los lugares a los que va la gente local, and the cheapest places, los lugares más baratos, to eat out and shop. All right, so let's start listening.
Unit 3, Recording 10.
Can you hear?
Yes, miss.
Yes,
Yes.
teacher.
Part 1.
So, Tom, you used to live in London, didn't you?
Yeah, I was there for 5 years.
Oh, 'cause I'm going to be there for about a week, and I've never been before. So I want some advice about what to do and where to go. I mean, obviously, I'm planning to visit all the big tourist attractions, like Big Ben and Buckingham Palace and the Tower of London, but I want to know about places that Londoners go to. You know, where do people who live there go if they want to eat out or go shopping or like just go out for the day? Where do you recommend?
All right, have you got your answer?
Yep.
Okay, let's see. So which is she's asking advice for what? A, B, or C?
B.
B. She's asking about the places that local people, so Londoners, the places that Londoners visit or they go to. All right. So the answer in this case was letter B. Good. Let's continue. We're going to listen now to the second part of the conversation. And you're going to match the places that Tom recommends with ideas in the box. Okay? For example, we have the South Bank. He recommends for theaters and concert halls. Teatros y lugares para conciertos, concert halls. Free exhibitions, street entertainers, deer, vintage stuff. Do you know what is vintage?
Antiguo.
Yes, and stuff like things, cosas, las cosas antiguas, vintage stuff. Clubs and nightlife, la vida nocturna, discotecas. Ethnic food. Do you understand ethnic food?
Orgánico.
No, it's for example when we talk about Indian food or maybe Mexican, all of this we say ethnic food. Comida étnica, ellos hablan como de cosas más asiáticas, ¿no? Indio, japonés, eso, ethnic, okay? Ethnic food, like de alguna etnia en particular. The 19th century, picnics, views of famous buildings, individually designed clothes, and a lively atmosphere. All right, so these are the topics with the ideas, and then we have the places. South Bank, Brick Lane Market, es un mercado, Brick Lane, the Richmond Park, and the Sherlock Holmes Museum. Okay, let's take a look. Brick Lane Park. This is the place, Brick Lane Park. All right. The other place is the South Bank. I just want to show you the South Bank. Okay, this is the South Bank in London. So we have a better idea. And Richmond Park. Richmond Park. Okay. Okay, here's an answer. Aquí ya vimos una respuesta. Deer son venados. All right? So, o ciervos. So now you know that deer goes with Richmond Park. And the Sherlock Holmes Museum. Right? This is the place, Sherlock Holmes Museum. Okay? Now we listen. We have the places. You're going to listen for the ideas, match them to the correct places. Just a moment.
Unit 3, Recording 11. Part 2.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay.
It's hard to know where to start. London's great for parks, museums, markets, and just street life, really. There are lots of great places to just walk about and have a coffee and, you know, just enjoy the atmosphere. I guess Covent Garden's the most famous place for that sort of thing, but personally, I much prefer the South Bank. You know, the area next to the River Thames on the south side. There are lots of theaters and concert halls on the South Bank, but there are also cafes and shops, and you can walk up and down the river and, look for books at the book stalls, and just hang out. It's a great place to watch people. I definitely recommend going there.
Oh, cool. It sounds great. Oh, what about markets? I love markets.
There are loads of great markets in London. But personally, I'd recommend Brick Lane. That was my favorite.
Oh, I haven't heard of that. What's it like?
Well, Brick Lane is the traditional Bangladeshi area of East London, so it's famous for its curries and ethnic food. London's a great place to eat food from all over the world, and it's not too expensive in Brick Lane.
Good.
But there's a lot more there, too. It's a really arty area. There are a lot of art students and fashion students living and studying there. You can buy cool vintage stuff and individually designed clothes. You know, things you won't find anywhere else. And it's good for clubs and nightlife, too. You'll love it.
Sounds great. And what about parks? London's famous for its parks, right?
Yeah, there are loads. Hyde Park's the biggest park in central London, and it's the most famous. But if you want to have a relaxing day away from the city centre, you should go to Richmond Park. That was my favorite park when I lived there.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's the biggest park in London, and you can almost forget you're in a big city. I mean, at the weekend, there are lots of people jogging and cycling and walking with their families and having picnics and stuff. But you can get away from everyone if you want to. And there are deer. Lots of deer. You should definitely go.
Oh, I love deer. I have to go there. Oh, what about museums? I'm not really a museum person, but I'd like to go to one or two while I'm there. Which ones do you recommend?
Do you read detective stories? Sherlock Holmes? There's a Sherlock Holmes museum.
Really? I love Sherlock Holmes stories. Where's the museum?
It's on Baker Street in central London. In the books, Sherlock Holmes lived on Baker Street, and the museum tries to show what a London house was like in the 19th century. It's small, but really fascinating.
Okay, I am definitely going there. Well, thanks a lot. That's been great. I really learned a lot.
All right, let's listen the second time.
Unit 3, Recording 11. Part 2.
It's hard to know where to start. London's great for parks, museums, markets, and just street life, really. There are lots of great places to just walk about and have a coffee and, just enjoy the atmosphere. I guess Covent Garden's the most famous place for that sort of thing, but personally, I much prefer the South Bank. You know, the area next to the River Thames on the south side. There are lots of theaters and concert halls on the South Bank, but there are also cafes and shops, and you can walk up and down the river and look for books at the book stalls and just hang out. It's a great place to watch people. I definitely recommend going there.
Oh, cool. It sounds great. Oh, what about markets? I love markets.
There are loads of great markets in London. But personally, I'd recommend Brick Lane. That was my favorite.
Oh, I haven't heard of that. What's it like?
Well, Brick Lane is the traditional Bangladeshi area of East London, so it's famous for its curries and ethnic food. London's a great place to eat food from all over the world, and it's not too expensive in Brick Lane.
Good.
But there's a lot more there, too. It's a really arty area. There are a lot of art students and fashion students living and studying there. You can buy cool vintage stuff and individually designed clothes. You know, things you won't find anywhere else. And it's good for clubs and nightlife, too. You'll love it.
Sounds great. And what about parks? London's famous for its parks, right?
Yeah, there are loads. Hyde Park's the biggest park in central London, and it's the most famous. But if you want to have a relaxing day away from the city centre, you should go to Richmond Park. That was my favorite park when I lived there.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's the biggest park in London, and you can almost forget you're in a big city. I mean, at the weekend, there are lots of people jogging and cycling and walking with their families and having picnics and stuff. But you can get away from everyone if you want to. And there are deer. Lots of deer. You should definitely go.
Oh, I love deer. I have to go there. Oh, what about museums? I'm not really a museum person, but I'd like to go to one or two while I'm there. Which ones do you recommend?
Do you read detective stories? Sherlock Holmes? There's a Sherlock Holmes museum.
Really? I love Sherlock Holmes stories. Where's the museum?
It's on Baker Street in central London. In the books, Sherlock Holmes lived on Baker Street, and the museum tries to show what a London house was like in the 19th century. It's small, but really fascinating.
Okay, I am definitely going there. Well, thanks a lot. That's been great. I really learned a lot.
All right, guys, have you got all the answers? Mostly?
The must.
All right, let's start checking. So, Beatriz, the second one, free exhibitions. What number did you put?
Bridge Link Market.
Maybe
Second?
number 2, Brick Lane Market.
Active Food. Clowns and Nightlife. Vintage Stuff.
Okay, but we are for the things. Vamos por las cositas y van diciendo el número. So, for free exhibitions, ¿cuál era el lugar? Free exhibitions. Do you know or anyone? 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
4.
4.
Maybe 4. The museum, Sherlock Holmes Museum. What do you think?
Park.
Let me check. The free exhibition was for number 1. Okay, they say number 1. You can see people doing things. All right. I'm going to put the answers so we can all check together. So for free exhibitions, we had South Bank, street entertainers, also the South Bank, the views of famous buildings, and a lively atmosphere. Una atmósfera animada, movida, lively atmosphere. For number 2 is the Brick Lane Market. We have vintage stuff, clubs and nightlife, ethnic food, and individually designed clothes. Number 3, the park. Richmond Park, we have deer and picnics. And for number 4, we have the Sherlock Holmes Museum, 19th century. All right, so we have many different places in London that he is talking about. All right, guys, now before we continue, we are going to check the useful language box. Okay, we are going to listen one last time, and we are going to tick the sentences that we hear from the useful language box. All right, let's read them first, and then we listen one more time. Joan Sebastian, can you read the useful language box for describing places?
Okay. East is in the east-west center of the city. It's on the coast, River Thames. It's famous for its food. It's a great place to eat food from all over the world. It's good for clubs and nightlife walking. It's a great place to watch people. There's a really friendly, lively atmosphere. There are lots of places to eat and out.
To places to eat and hang out. Now, for recommending, maybe Maria, read the phrases for recommending.
Recommending. I would definitely recommend going there. I wouldn't recommend it going there. You should definitely go. You have got to go. You love it. It's not worth visiting.
Yes, it's not worth visiting. No vale la pena o sí vale la pena. It's worth visiting, vale la pena visitarlo. O it's not worth visiting, no vale la pena visitarlo. And then the last one for Natalia, questions to ask.
Okay, questions to ask. Where do you recommend? Which shops, restaurants, parks do you recommend, and what is like?
What is it like? All right. So let's listen one more time, pay attention, and tick the phrases that you hear from the useful language box. Let's play the audio one more time.
Unit 3, recording 11. Part 2.
It's hard to know where to start. London's great for parks, museums, markets, and just street life, really. There are lots of great places to just walk about and have a coffee and, just enjoy the atmosphere. I guess Covent Garden's the most famous place for that sort of thing, but personally, I much prefer the South Bank. The area next to the River Thames on the south side. There are lots of theaters and concert halls on the South Bank, but there are also cafes and shops, and you can walk up and down the river and look for books at the book stalls and just hang out. It's a great place to watch people.
All right, let's check so far. What have we heard?
It's good.
Lots of places
It's
too.
great place too.
It's it's on the coast, right? What else?
There's a lots of places too.
There's a lot of places too, to eat or hang out. Okay, continue.
I definitely recommend going there.
Oh, cool. It sounds great. Oh, what about...
Okay, he says recommending. I definitely recommend going there.
about markets? I love markets.
There are loads of great markets in London. But personally, I'd recommend Brick Lane. That was my favorite.
Oh, I haven't heard of that. What's it like?
Oh, Brick Lane is the...
Okay, what can you hear about questions to ask?
You love it.
No, de acá esta última.
Where did you recommend?
She says, what is it like? ¿Cómo es? Listen
The
again.
traditional Bangladeshi. There are loads of great markets in London. But personally, I'd recommend Brick Lane. That was my favorite.
Oh, I haven't heard of that. What's it like?
Oh, Brick Lane.
Okay, what is it like? ¿Qué significa esta pregunta? What is it like?
¿Cómo es? O algo así.
¿Cómo es? Exactly.
Lane is the traditional Bangladeshi area of East London, so it's famous for its curries and ethnic food. London's a great place to...
It's famous for its food.
Ethnic food.
to eat food from all over the world, and it's not...
Okay, we have the other one. It is a great place to eat food from all over the world.
Not too expensive in Brick Lane.
Good.
But there's a lot more there too. It's a really arty area. There are a lot of art students and fashion students living and studying there. You can buy cool vintage stuff and individually designed clothes. You know, things you won't find anywhere else. And it's good for clubs and nightlife too. You'll love it.
Sounds great.
All right, what else do we have?
It's good for clubs and nightlife.
It is good for clubs and nightlife.
It's great. And what about parks? London's famous for its parks, right?
Yeah, there are loads. Hyde Park's the biggest park in central London, and it's the most famous. But if you want to have a relaxing day away from the city centre, you should go to Richmond Park.
Okay. And anything else?
You go.
You should.
definitely go.
You should definitely go.
That was my favorite park when I lived there.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's the biggest park in London, and you can almost forget you're in a big city. I mean, at the weekend, there are lots of people jogging and cycling and walking with their families and having picnics and stuff. But you can get away from everyone if you want to. And there are deer. Lots of deer. You should definitely go.
Oh, I love deer. I have to go there. Oh, what about museums? I'm not really a museum person, but I'd like to go to one or two while I'm there. Which ones do you recommend?
Okay. In this case, which
Which one
museum
recommend?
do you recommend?
Do you read detective stories? Sherlock Holmes? There's a Sherlock Holmes museum.
Really? I love Sherlock Holmes stories. Where's the museum?
It's on Baker Street in central London. In the books, Sherlock
Here it's in central London. It's in the center of the city.
Holmes lived on Baker Street, and the museum tries to show what a London house was like in the 19th century. It's small, but really fascinating.
Okay, I am definitely going there. Well, thanks a lot. That's been great. I really learned a lot.
All right. So you see, we have many different phrases from the useful language box in the activity in the listen. So before we start our speaking part, let me ask you, which of the places that Tom mentioned would you and wouldn't you like to visit? If you could visit only one place to visit from these four, which one would you choose and why? Okay, so you can take some minutes. Let's have 2 or 3 minutes to think about your answers. Which of the places that he mentioned would you like or wouldn't you like to visit? And if you could only visit one, which one would you choose? I'm going to give you some minutes and then I'm going to ask you individually. All right, let's start asking. So maybe let's start with Manuel. Of the places that are mentioned in the audio, which one would you like to visit and which one you wouldn't like to visit? Manuel? I cannot hear you. Maybe let's ask Santiago.
Well, I would like to visit the Richmond Park.
Richmond
Only-
Park? Why?
It's only and especially for the deers.
For the
I like
deer.
animals. I wish see one day.
Okay, to see the deer. And which place you wouldn't like to visit?
No, I would like visit all the forest.
All the places? All right, good. Vanessa, the same question for you. Which place would you like to visit and you wouldn't like to visit?
Teacher, the second, if you could miss it.
Okay, you would like to visit Brick Lane Market?
Sherlock and the Sherlock Holmes Museum.
Museum?
No. No, I would visit.
You would visit. ¿Visitarías cuál? ¿El 2 y el 4?
Yes.
Yes. Why? Why the market and why the museum?
The museum, I would go to the museum because I know the culture of the
19th century.
I like to see the house of the famous detective.
All right, good. Okay, excellent. Excellent, guys. All right, so now we can start with our speaking task. So pay attention to the instructions because we have different parts, all right? First, we will have around 10-15 minutes. You are going to choose one place to recommend here in our city, region, or country. Even if you know a place in another country, but the requisite is that you know this place well. Es un lugar que conozcamos bien, ¿ok? Either en la ciudad, en la región, país, o si en otro país si lo conocemos bien, ¿ok? You first decide, choose what you are going to talk about, a place. Then you're going to make a list of 5 places to recommend in your city or in the country. These places should be popular with locals, all right? Entonces, estos 5 lugares que ustedes elijan deben ser comúnmente visitados por locales, personas del sitio. And you're going to make some notes about why you recommend these places, okay? It's not necessary to build a big paragraph, but only taking notes, okay? For example, we have the Old Town. It's a beautiful square, interesting old buildings, and great atmosphere. Entonces, en este primer paso, solo vamos a tomar algunos apuntes como generales de esos 5 lugares a visitar en la ciudad, país, región, ¿ok? 5 lugares elegimos y vamos a hacer notas como en general de lo que vamos a decirle al compañero de cada sitio, ¿ok? No es un párrafo completo, sino como a rasgos generales, ¿por qué le vamos a recomendar ese sitio? ¿Ok? That place. Following this example. All right, this is the first step. So, any questions so far? ¿Tenemos preguntas hasta ahora? Of what we need to do? No? No question? Okay, so if you don't have any questions, I'm going to send you the link for you to write your information. En la presentación, ya como lo hemos hecho antes, van a escribir sus apuntes de los 5 lugares que van a recomendar al compañero. Acá están nuevamente las indicaciones. And let's see the list. Okay. Remember, this is the list. Nuevamente el listado con el orden en el que deben escribir en las diapositivas. Okay. So let's start this. We will have 10 minutes, around 10 minutes. And then we go to the speaking part of the task. Vamos a hacer esta parte de la preparación y después vamos a la parte del habla, a los grupos. ¿Ok? Por ahora es individual. All right, if you have any questions about phrases or words, you can let me know in the chat, all right? Remember, you must include the place and some description, like interesting buildings, great atmosphere, activities to do. All right. All right. Let me know when you are ready, guys. Let's finish in 5 minutes so you can start talking with your classmates. Okay, Santiago, you are number 2. But who is this? El número 2. Ok. ¿Quién estaba trabajando en la número 2? Creo que ya no. Who is this? Karen. Number 2 was Steven. Santiago, entonces, ¿borro lo que tenías acá en la diapositiva o quién puso esta?
I didn't work through computer.
Ok, entonces, chicos, ¿quién escribió en la número 2? Ah, ok, ya veo. ¿Alguien lo borró? Les voy a poner acá lo de
Qué
Santiago.
pena, era yo que estaba
Ok.
escribiendo en la 2 y no me fijé.
Ah, ok. Yes. Okay, guys, so let's start. Listen, I think most of you are ready. I see some of your notes. Most of you are finished. So I'm going to create some breakout rooms and I want you to talk and create a similar conversation like the one we heard, right? So one of you will ask, for example, I'm going to Colombia soon, and I want to visit different places. What do you recommend? Okay, and then you start recommending each place, right? Using words from the useful language, right? It's good for walking, it's a great place, or you have got to go, you should definitely go, etc. All right? So this is the idea for you to ask and answer questions and giving advice to your classmate, similar to the audio. Okay? So, any questions about the activity? What are we going to do now?
We're going to ask and answer questions about the place we have made,
Yes,
similar to the way it
Mhm.
was in the audio.
In the audio, yes. Entonces vamos a hacer una conversación similar en donde le recomendamos al compañero lugares para visitar y por qué deberían visitarlos. All right? Let's create the breakout rooms. Just a moment. Okay, let's go to the breakout rooms, please. Jessica, Joanne, and Vanessa, let's go to the breakout rooms. Joanne and Jessica, please go to the breakout rooms.
Start.
Yes.
Who want to start to talk about the places?
I don't know.
Okay, so Natalia starts.
Okay. So, but I have to. Okay.
So
I'm
tell me what, sorry, Natalia, what places did you talk about? First,
I'm
tell me.
going to talk about Cartagena, Medellín, Bucaramanga, Cali, and San Andres.
Okay,
The
so
place.
for example, Steven or Vanessa, they ask you now. So, Natalia, I want to visit Colombia soon. Imagine you are not from Colombia, nothing like that, right? So imagine and you answer, I'm going to visit Colombia soon and I want some recommendations for different places. Okay? And then Natalia can start talking. All right?
All right. And Natalia, I'm going to Cartagena soon. What places do you recommend me to go to?
Okay, I recommend you the historic center. I recommend you the San Felipe Castillo. And if you want to go, for example, to a beach or the coast, I recommend you the Rosario Islands. There are a good place to relax and eat some seafood. And if you want to go for a party, Cartagena have good place and good clubs, and the nightlife is really funny.
Yes, thank you.
All right, very good. Now, Vanessa, you can ask about a different place to Natalia. She talked about
Okay.
Cartagena. Now, another place you said was what? Natalia, I forgot.
Medellín, Bucaramanga, Cali, San Andrés.
Natalia, what place do you recommend I visit in Medellín?
Okay, Medellín is a modern city and have good clubs also and nightlife. For example, in the Poblado.
Hello, guys.
Hi, teacher.
How are you doing?
Hello, teacher.
Hello.
Xiomara is sending the activity, but we will ask us the sentence, teacher.
Okay, so are you sharing the information or not yet? ¿Ya se preguntaron? Did you ask? Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, but for example, you, Diego. So which places did you talk about?
Okay. I recommended the Gallineral Park.
Okay.
You've got to go. It's so big and peaceful. Second, the Vélez Church. It's very touristic. Third, the Candelaria.
In Bogota,
love
you
it.
mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you love it. It's a historic place. Fourth, I recommended going Barichara. It's so
Go
beautiful.
to Barichara.
And fifth, the Boteros Museum. It's a peaceful place and you can learn a lot of things.
All right. Okay, good. So let's wait for Xiomara to finish and then you can ask her. All right?
Okay, teacher.
Thank you.
Mexico. Where is where is the most popular place in Mexico?
Most popular, I don't know, maybe Cancun for the tourists, for the beach.
For the beach, yeah. Really?
Yes,
Really, many people go to Cancun and uy,
I have, let me see.
bueno.
Los Cabos is other.
Los Cabos. Yeah, right.
Sorry,
right.
guys. Hello. Is Joanne here working with you?
No, miss, only Sergio and me.
Joanne?
Hi, teacher.
Hello? Yes, you are
Teacher,
very
que,
silent. Te puse en este grupo porque estaba solo en la otra sala.
sí, eso te iba a decir, o sea,
¿Aquí?
estaba en la sala 6
Estaba
todo,
solo.
y de
Entonces te
repente,
moví acá para que puedas trabajar con ellos. ¿Ok?
ok,
Welcome
teacher.
to the family.
Animals. You can learn a lot of things about the human history, the evolution theory, and the wildlife. You can know different exotic animals like a river. I have a question, teacher. For the
Yes.
peces de río, no dice river.
River, let me check, I'm not sure. Maybe we can say river fish.
River fish.
Yes, the river fish.
Okay, thank you. You can know different exotic animals.
Hello, Manuel and
Hi, teacher.
Jessica. Manuel, who are you working with?
I was in the group 9. That was
With-
Jorge.
Okay, with Jorge.
Yes.
And Jessica. Jessica, yo te añadí a un grupo, no has entrado al grupo 7.
No, era 3, pero de que es en internet.
Ok. Pero en el 3 ya no hay nadie porque moví a la persona que estaba allí. Entonces tienes que entrar, no sé si te aparece ahora que entres a alguna de las salas. ¿Sí te aparece?
No.
A ver, voy a intentarlo de nuevo. Ya, debería aparecerte. ¿No? Y Manuel, te voy a añadir a una sala que está Beatriz, Hamilton y Jorge, que yo lo moví como te desconectaste, pues para que él hiciera la actividad.
Vale, perfecto.
¿Ok?
Listo, sí.
Ok. Hello, girls. Hello.
Hi, Miss.
Hello. Did you finish already?
Yes, teacher.
All right, so let me ask you, for example, Kiara, let's say, okay, Kiara, I see that you talked about different places in Colombia. So I'm going to San Andres Island. What places can you recommend here?
I recommend you to visit the Johnny Key and the aquarium because you could see a real wildlife the ocean wildlife and you can see an amazing landscape.
Okay, an amazing landscape. All right, very good. And what about the beach? Is it good? Is it peaceful, crowded?
And the beach on San Andres Island is more peaceful and clean. It's very clean. And you could see a fewer dogs homeless with home. And the dogs and domestic animals are I don't say it castrados.
Neutered, se dice, neutered animals.
Okay. In San Andres Island, all domestic animals without home are neutered.
Oh, yes, really?
Yes.
Excellent, very good. Good to know that. Okay, now Valentina, well, you talked about some places also here in Colombia. So, for example, I'm going to visit Santa Marta soon. So tell me, where do you recommend I go in Santa Marta?
I recommend visiting the Park Tayrona, which stands out for his beautiful fauna and the sea.
How are the beaches and the ocean in this place?
They are, they are very light blue.
Okay, light blue color.
De claro, ¿sí se dice así?
Yes,
Como...
light blue. Yes, the beach is, the beach, no, the ocean, el océano, right? You're talking about the water is, dirías clara, like clear?
Okay.
The water is clear.
The beach private and clean.
The beach is private, is not very crowded, right?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, girls. Very good. So you can wait for us on the main room if you already finished. Thank you.
Others not, ¿cómo se dice? No tan buena. Bueno.
Sorry, can you repeat? I didn't hear. ¿Cómo se dice? What?
Sí, o sea, profe, como para decir, hay lugares que tienen buena música y hay otros que no tienen tan buena música.
Okay, there are some places with really good music and others with not so good music.
So good music. Okay, teacher. And so in Bucaramanga there are a lot of parks, and you should go, for example, to the Bosque Encantado. It's a park in Cabecera and it's good for walk.
For walking?
For walking. And the Sunday's plan, and you should go to the WIS, and there are a program called Vecinos y Amigos. And
yes,
so you can ride bike around the university, and there are a lot of programs for the adults and children.
All right, very good.
Yes. So Jessica.
Okay. I recommended you is the Cartagena. This city. In this city has a beautiful beaches. Also Medellin. This city has some fairs like the flower fair. Flower fair.
Okay. You mean carnival, yeah, como feria. Fair?
Yes.
The flower fair, all right.
And you should go the Tayrona National Park. In this park, you can find a lot of nature.
A lot of nature. And tell me, Jessica, how are the beaches in Tayrona Park? What do you think about the beaches there? La playa o las playas.
No sé.
So, for example, are they busy with people or are they peaceful, relaxing?
It's very relaxing, yes, in these beaches.
Yes, in the beaches in Tayrona Park. Okay, thank you. I will go to the last group. Thank you, guys.
Okay, teacher.
But
Hello.
hello.
Hi, Miss.
Hi,
All right.
teacher.
Okay, I heard Beatriz saying, how do you say? Tell me, how do you say what?
Teacher, for Hamilton, he recommend for me to visit Guajira because there is a desert and there is a beach and I can learn the different culture people.
Okay, the different cultures from people.
From people. The other place is Cocuy in Boyacá because it's a beautiful city and can do snow. And this place is visit for different peoples, the other country.
Okay, from people from different countries, we say. From people from different countries. All right, good. So tell me, another place, maybe Jorge, that you recommended to your classmates.
Teacher, I recommend place of Bucaramanga, like Neo Mundo Museum of Modern Art and Panachi.
But tell me why. Why did you recommend Neomundo?
Okay, Neo Mundo because sometimes you can see different presentation of art and design or different type of activity with technology or innovation.
All right, yes.
The Museum of Modern Art because has 200 objects in his art collection, and you can also see the exhibition.
Sorry, in its art collection. Su del museo, no? Its art collection.
It's art collection.
Okay, guys, so we finished for today. Thank you very much. I will go to the main room. All right, guys, you are all here. Very good. Excellent, guys. Thank you, everyone, for participating in the activity. I hope you learned a bit more about different places in Colombia and why you should visit them. All right, so good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye, teacher.
everyone.
Hi, teacher.
Bye-bye.